What is up? Welcome back to another ARP Air Raid Productions video. As the NBA season has been wrapping up, there has been a lot of debate regarding this year's NBA 2022 MVP and the 75th anniversary. There's some voter fatigue rumors, and I think historically this has been one of the tougher choices, in my opinion, and one of the tighter races that we've had, and at least compared to past years where there's most of the time been a pretty obvious choice. The three players that we are each going to be making a case for, I'm going to be making a case for Joel Embiid. Cash over here is going to be making a case for Nikola Jokic, as he is a Nuggets fan. I'm just going to say that right away, just get that out of the way, just for the record. And then and then Kay is going to be making an argument for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So let's get right into it. I'll let the Nuggets fan start off because he's probably going to go on a 3-minute rant, and that's good for watch time. So let's go.
Okay. Well, thank you, Swag. All those debates about Jokic not being on the defensive end or whatever, he's averaging 1.4 steals a game, and take this into account. 3 game-winning blocks, guys. 3 game-winning blocks. That literally alters. Okay, 3 game-winning blocks, bro. Okay, on the defensive end.
DeMar DeRozan had 2 buzzer-beating game winners on back-to-back days.
In a 2-day span, in a 48-hour span, bro.
MVP.
Okay, well. Okay. Well, okay, 3 game-winning blocks. That's just on the defensive end, though. Hey, Google, shut up. Bro, sorry. Okay, guys. You guys gotta cut that out. Okay.
No, we're not.
Okay, so anyway.
A normal player, they'd have around like 15 PER, I'd say, around that much. But Jokic, he has a 33, and you know where that ranks all time? Yeah, you guys are first. Okay, this is all while averaging 8 assists, 14 rebounds, and 26 points. Just take that, and guys, think
Let's
about
talk about the points.
He doesn't even have his second and third option, and he's doing all this. MPJ and Jamal Murray, they're out. Right?
Okay, well, Joel Embiid never had a second or third option, a quality second or third option in the first place. Never mind if they were injured or not. He had Ben Simmons, who was sitting on the bench. He's had Harden for like 15 games. Cash. Come on.
Tyrese Maxey's better than.
Okay.
Will Barton, bro.
I mean, Will Barton was pretty good when he played for the Blazers.
No, dude, Will Barton. Okay, he's such an ISO player, bro. He's so bad. He literally he's so bad. Okay.
I mean,
Trust me, I know.
Okay, but all I'm saying is Embiid's second best player or second option has sat on the bench this entire season when he was on the 76ers until he got Harden. But that's very recently, and even
no,
still,
Maxey's been starting.
But Maxey does not rank up there with the greats like Jamal Murray and MPJ, who have described.
But he doesn't have.
I know, but I'm just saying Embiid has played that way his entire career, so it's not like
MVP is for this year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can't be like, oh my gosh, he's doing it without.
Do you know Embiid's field goal percentage? Under 50, bro. You know Jokic's? It's freaking 58.
You know Embiid's points per game? 30.2. You know Jokic's? 26.8.
Okay, well, if
and you know the 76ers
8 assists
record?
compared to
what,
like 4?
You know the 76ers record?
Oh, they have that's because he has freaking Harden now.
Okay, but Harden.
When they didn't have Harden, it was like.
Just ask the coach. When they lost the other night, you know what Doc Rivers said? It was Harden's fault.
James Harden.
See?
That's one game.
And Cash, for the record, the Sixers are the 3rd seed. In retrospect to the 5 seed.
Dude, okay, the West is so much more stacked.
Easily.
No,
the East has been equally competitive this year, even more competitive.
East has more depth. Okay, East has more depth, but not the star teams.
No, well, then that would make the East harder to get a higher seed.
Yeah. Because of the depth.
So there's 2 top
but when
teams,
you have Harden and Embiid,
there's three top.
Maxey and Harris.
You're acting like they've had. But listen, okay, and Tobias Harris is not an all-star anymore. I'd like to say that. Number 2, you're acting like Tyrese Maxey is like Darius Garland or John Morant or somebody. He's not. He's a quality starter. He's a quality player.
Darius Garland gets buckets, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's averaging 17 and 4.
Okay.
That's pretty good for a second option.
Okay, but at the same time, that's not a caliber like
Okay,
that
yeah, I'll
high of
take
caliber. You
that,
can't
but-
take away. Harden has not been here for the whole season. I'm gonna keep reinforcing that. I lost my point.
So, and it was basically
Okay, he has the
Embiid playing
second best
basketball
offensive
literally
ball-
all by himself because Ben Simmons was literally like nowhere to be found.
Exactly, and he
So-
still managed to carry
And
them
most
to-
of his stats, most of Embiid's stats come from the time where he was alone. Mm-hmm. So,
So Kay, so
Alright,
Kay,
second best offensive box plus minus in NBA history, and second best box plus minus in NBA history for defensive. Take that into account. Already,
How about
okay,
now?
this is obvious. Leads league in triple doubles, but if he was like Westbrook, then he would have freaking like 10 more, bro. I'm telling you, if he was like freaking Westbrook, he would have 10 more. If you've seen the amount of games that he's like 8 or 9, like 9 assists and like 9 rebounds, bro, he would have like 10 more. I'm telling you. That's my take.
Kay, what do you think? You had an argument about a certain player from Milwaukee, I think.
all right, Giannis.
Oh, it's Chris
is
Middleton.
the
I think we're talking about, right?
classic cash. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the MVP this season. Okay. The Bucks have been a team for a champion last year. They have been a team that has gotten no respect, in my opinion, this year, and they've just flown under the radar. And most of that is because people just tend to forget how good Giannis can be and his potential, especially this season. He's averaging 30 points per game. I mean, that's basically Giannis numbers, let's be honest. 5.8 assists around there. About 11 rebounds. So he's averaging a double-double with like about 1.5 blocks. So he plays an overall all-around game, and I feel like the MVP case is about how good that player has been doing, but also about the team's success.
Okay,
And-
well, when you have Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, bro, of course you're gonna be
Fair.
in the top.
Fair,
Bro,
but
Bobby
Right,
Portis is actually averaging
right.
almost a double-double. I did not know that.
One thing I will say, I'm going to have to disagree with you, Kay, about Giannis having a completely all-around game. His three-point shooting is something that has lacked for most of his career. I'd say, like, he actually has gotten worse since his rookie season. His jump shot is a lot less fluid than it was then. But at the same time, I agree with what you're saying about him being able to lead his team back, especially after dealing with the fatigue of coming off of a championship when you're playing all those extra games in the postseason. Also, he's scored, like, around the same amount of points as Embiid, but at a higher efficiency, so I do agree with what you're saying there. And that's also something he has over
Yeah,
Jokic,
Embiid's
you know?
efficiency is terrible, guys. Let's just keep that in mind for Swag's take.
okay, but anyways, I probably agree with you. His shooting's not the best, but Giannis isn't supposed to be shooting the ball. With his body and his size, his main purpose is to just drive in and
I mean,
just bully
but
ball.
the big men in this now era, Kat, Jokic, Embiid, they have a much more fluid jump shot than like.
Okay, but even Giannis, without having a solid 3 game, he's still one of the best scorers in the league, averaging 30 points per game. So you
Yeah,
can't
I think
and
maybe
he
for-
did recently hit a 3 to send the game to OT. So I mean, he can make the shots, bro. It's not saying that he can't.
Westbrook hit a three to
Yeah,
beat the Toronto
that suck-
Raptors. Shooter!
Sure, his shooting's not there, but I mean, he's not supposed to shoot. Let's be honest. Cash, you may say that big men are supposed to shoot. Now that is true. A big man
But the
literally won the
Bucks-
3-point contest, but like the Bucks have shooters around them. They don't need Giannis to keep shooting. They need a person that can drive in, bully ball, get constant points, draw fouls. Giannis gets all of that done 55% from the field. That's solid for.
But I mean,
Giannis.
MVP is more about like carrying the team, though. Like when you have, as you said, outside shooters, right? It's not all on him, right? Like compared to Jokic and Embiid having.
wait. Let's be honest. I can think of one player who has got an MVP in the past like 10 years, where it's been fully on him to the point where he's not even allowed to have outside shooters for us to say he's an MVP. He's
Okay,
carrying his team.
yeah,
and
but-
that would be LeBron James when he was on the Cavaliers
Okay, but-
earlier in his career. But,
Still though, compare Giannis's teammates compared to like.
yeah, but
recent
a
MVPs,
lot
it's
of
lot
what.
better.
But a lot of what, like, for example, Drew Holiday, you were bringing him up before, a lot of what he does is more catered to the defensive end, and that's perimeter defense, too, versus Giannis, when you talk about his defense is more interior defense, so yeah, those kind of work hand in hand, but at the same time, it's not like his defense is directly helping Giannis
But I mean,
be,
it's
like,
huge
so
to
much
the-
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's huge to the team's success.
Well, yeah, that may be true, but I think we'd be lying if they're
And Drew Holiday's still averaging like 19 points on the offensive end.
yeah.
So-
But what are you expecting Giannis to
19,
do? Like
5 and 8. No, 5
okay,
and 7.
okay.
What
but-
are you expecting Giannis to do?
yeah,
though?
what
Do
are
you
you
want him to
expecting?
like?
Does
Do you
Jokic
want him to
average
like
60?
shut down
Like-
everyone else?
like, yeah,
you want
and-
him to shut
yeah.
down everyone
And-
else on the
and-
offense.
yeah, and-
So yeah, and like Swag's saying, if
same
Giannis
thing
is
with
averaging
Tyrese
30
Maxey.
points per game and Drew Holiday's averaging 19, does that mean Jokic with no one around him should be averaging more than 30? Should he be
Yeah, like,
averaging
you're
more
saying-
than 40 if he has no one around him? Giannis has Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton was an all-star this year. Okay, Giannis has help. If Jokic doesn't have help, he should be averaging well over 40 points per game if that's what
But
you're
we're
saying.
talking about
If Giannis
MVPs.
averaging 30
Yeah,
points
like,
per game
you're
with
saying
help
that-
in Middleton and Drew Holiday, Jokic with no help,
Yeah, like it's
the
not
points
like
per game
Jokic
should
is-
be way higher.
Yeah, I mean the argument that you're kind of pushing here, Cash, would be like Jokic is completely scoring all the points. In which case, their team would be averaging 27 points per game, which I don't think is quite good. I mean, just look at their other
You guys
players.
know why
they
he
have
can't score so many? It's because whenever they double team him, he has the vision to just fling the ball around. That's a big reason why he has like 8 assists or something, right? Like,
okay,
yeah, something like that.
but
He's averaging.
yes, but at the same time, you know what Embiid and Giannis do to stop Giannis? Like during the playoffs, the Boston Celtics a few years ago, their method, which ended up failing still, so you could even say it like that. They did a wall up strategy where basically they had 5 defenders centered around Giannis. It's not necessarily like double or quintupling them, I guess you would call that. But
Yeah.
they had 5 defensive players who it was like a zone kind of, but slowing
And I
Giannis
mean
down on the break.
that did end up stopping the Bucks in the playoffs because the Raptors used that same exact technique and got themselves
they-
a ticket
yeah.
to the finals.
Yeah, but like that's the amount of defensive pressure that he was still
Yeah.
able to work through and put up stellar numbers scoring the ball.
Yeah.
What you're portraying the MVP has to be is like James Harden from like 2018, who was averaging like 38 points on the Rockets. Which, and by the way,
And
that's
one
who Giannis
and one
won
last
MVP.
and one last quick thing, Cash brought up Jokic's PER of 33, I think. Giannis's PER is 32. So
Yeah, that's not that big of a
he's
difference.
yeah, it's not
But I
that
mean,
big of a
still,
difference,
okay.
and he's still
Jokic
okay.
right now
Fine.
is first
Jokic
all
is
time.
okay. Fine. Jokic's PER is first all time, but Giannis doesn't have to have a first all time PER to be the MVP.
yeah, this is
in
one
my opinion.
general advanced
This
thing.
season, Giannis is a better scorer than Jokic. Jokic may be the better passer.
Rebounder.
Giannis is averaging 11
Jokic
rebounds.
is like second in the rebounds league.
Okay, but Jokic is a center. Giannis is a power forward, so you also have to take into account the averages of
Yeah,
rebounds
that's-
versus centers and power forwards.
So you brought up many points. You said big men are supposed to shoot now. True, but Giannis is purely used for driving in, drawing fouls, easy layups because they have perimeter shooters around. Second, you brought up the fact that Giannis has so much help and Jokic doesn't. Giannis with so much help is averaging 30, 11, and 5. Jokic with no help is averaging 27, 14, and 8 with no help. You're basically saying a guy that's averaging more points than Nikola Jokic, who has no help.
That's like 2 baskets. Okay, if we count in the assists and stuff, then the points like
Oh, okay, but then
Okay, but
2
two
baskets
baskets
shouldn't be
every
much
game.
for someone that has no help, right?
Yeah,
it, it should not
Yeah,
even
okay,
affect
2
it.
baskets every single game, but also then the assists you gotta take into account. Then that's 3 baskets that he's technically, or we can count it as like 2 to 3. Yeah, 2 to 3 baskets more that he's creating for other people. It's still points for the team.
Okay, so then the focus becomes right that would mean that they have around the same offensive output, correct? So then you turn to the defensive end.
He isn't. He's always, as of late, he's always been in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Always. These last years, he's always been the centerpiece of the conversation, along with like Rudy Gobert, sometimes Anthony Davis. You know, so like
I'm not gonna say it.
rejected by Anthony Davis. That's all.
No,
I'm
I wasn't
say.
gonna say it. I was gonna try not to say it. The last point I'm gonna make is that without Embiid, the 76ers have struggled. Without Embiid, they have this season they have a 5-8 record, and the Bucks without Giannis have a 6-8 record. So just saying, maybe Embiid might make a little more of a difference. We'll never know. We might need to see another game without him.
I think the Nuggets have won like 1 or 2 games without Jokic. But I think a big part of that is because Jokic,
I think
he's
I
so
think they
available for every
They
single
were
game.
they were 2 and 5.
I'm
2 and 5
not
without
saying
Jokic.
Jokic doesn't impact the offense. He obviously does. But Giannis, in my opinion, is just the bigger impact. I feel like that's just my opinion. And like the Bucks have been under the radar this whole season, so.
With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get that subscriber count up. That helps support the channel. Go check out our shorts. There's probably more posted before this ends up posting. This is probably going to take a while to edit. That's really about it for K, Cash, and Swag. So long, everybody.
Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.